you have people confirming this, and then you have the media running interference. And you have the Department of Justice and the intel community flat out stating that this is not a Russian disinformation campaign. That is pretty much virtually ignored in the media. Ignored. Like I said, people need to go to jail. There needs to be investigations. There needs to be lawsuits and repercussions. This has to stop. All right, everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And today I'm going to be covering, you guessed it, this email bullshit that's going on. Donovan and I touched on this towards the end of our live stream, but we'd gone on for over 2 hours, so we were running out of time, and I had to drain the main vein. So I'm going to go into what's going on here in a little more detail. All right, now I know it's hard to believe, but what we have going on in 2020 is almost a direct blueprint of 2016 in regards to like the emails that were dropped about Hillary, and now we have the hard drive in emails in regards to Joe Biden and his son. Now, we still have a lot of craziness going on in regards to Julian Assange and some of the individuals involved in the 2016 leak. But one of the key differences between 2016 and 2020 is in 2016, the media was, left leaning, but it wasn't like it is now in 2000 or 2020. Which they're basically full-blown propaganda, and they are absolutely just not even covering news anymore, and they are carrying water for the left, which in my professional opinion are communists, but who am I?
From the lunatics over at Not So Sane Entertainment comes a typical story of chair meets girl. Girl sits on chair's face, if you know what I mean.
Come on, bite the pillow.
Chair gets a big dose of the crimson capsule from none other than the one and only Popp.
You can't love a woman and understand them.
This is the kind of film those liberal soybeans in Hollywood refuse to make. So head on over to notsosane.com and use the promo code SITONMYFACE for 50% off the rental or sales price, and check out The Chair today. Links are in the description.
Number one here, there's supposed to be like 3 laptops. Okay, now I know there's definitely one, apparently there's several more. I'm really not, up to speed on exactly how many there are. But from the media sites that I read, they're talking about 3. There's been rumored to be more, and other sources that are going to come out between now and the election. Now, that could be rumor control. I'm just putting it out there. All right, now, these were dropped off for repair. All right, now, typically, I believe that was in Delaware that this happened. Like all the other states in the country, if you abandon something, after a certain amount of time, it reverts to the place where it's abandoned. Like, for instance, a car. Like if you drop a car off to get fixed and the bill's too high and you say the hell with it, after a while the car becomes the person who did the work so he can get repaid. He sells the car. Well, that happened here with the computers. They were abandoned. Now, the shop owner went through the hard drives, basically said, holy crap, there's a lot of craziness on here. What does he do? He turns them over to the FBI over a year ago. And apparently they were sent over complete with child porn pictures and the whole ball of wax. 26,000 emails, many of implicating Biden and his family, linking right to Joe Biden in regards to a pay-for-play scandal. Now, this was over a year ago. We haven't heard anything about it. If this is in fact true, we have some questions here. Is why the FBI didn't do anything about this. All right. Now, if you recall, like a year ago, they were going crazy with this whole impeachment bull crap in regards to Trump and this whole Russian craziness, which these laptops would have exonerated him in regards to, what was going down. And it's amazing to me that the left is calling Trump and the Republicans for doing all of this craziness, and they themselves are doing it. I just can't wrap my head around it. It is beyond crazy. Anyone with 2 brain cells knows that a lot of people in and around Hillary Clinton got suicided. Okay, statistically speaking, it is virtually impossible to know that many people who commit suicide in your, small frameworking of individuals that surround you. Okay, it's beyond even comprehension. The shopkeeper basically made copies of these hard drives just in case he was suicided. Number one. Number two, if the FBI said, hey, we got these hard drives, but this stuff wasn't on them, well, he made sure that he could not be blamed for monkeying with the stuff because he made copies of exactly what the FBI got. So if the FBI said, hey, our hard drives didn't have this, and this, he said, wait a minute, yes, they do. They're on my hard drive, which is an exact copy of the ones I gave the FBI. So this is going to cause a lot of problems moving forward, especially if Trump gets reelected. If Biden gets elected, it's basically going to disappear, which is a problem. All right, now, like I said before, there's over 26,000 emails, on these laptops, which implicate a pay-to-play scandal. Basically, the VP sold his position for cash. And it's safe to assume Obama knew about this, because how could he not? He's the president, his vice president. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous to think that Obama isn't, involved in this. In fact, when he got out of being the president, didn't he go to Martha's Vineyard in a $12 million house? How does the president afford that when he showed up with virtually nothing? You only make $400,000 a year. He was in office 8 years. The math just doesn't add up. Now, there's also, pictures of Biden's son with crack pipes, pictures with underage girls, other various, video chats and so forth in regards to some of the craziness that his son was involved in. And, well, first of all, pedophilia is a real thing. People go to prison for anywhere from 2 to 20 years for having images like that on your laptop. And if he had 3 of them with these on there, with his face in these pictures with underage women, it's pretty much, it's basically a slam dunk. And if the VP Biden was running interference for his son, that's a big problem. All right, now we'll get down to the bottom here. This is so incriminating and damning that it's almost unbelievable that we have big tech running active censorship campaigns to basically keep this from breaking out into the mainstream. All right, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube / Google. You can't even find this stuff on some of the searches under Google. It is way down in the search algorithm to the point where it's not even on the first 30 pages. Most people aren't going to go through 30 pages. So they take it that deep down the rabbit hole. They don't want anyone to find it. And the only way you really can find it is to use alternate search engines where you can come across it, or go to the deep web because it's all over there. You know, a rumor is on the deep web there are actually parts of the hard drive already floating around down there with actual images of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to tell you where to find that other than dark web, but I'm sure if you know what you're doing, you can get on there and find it. Here's another thing. The media is also running interference and ignoring this crazy ass. This is straight up treason. They're selling out our country, and this involves basically the second highest position in our government. And we have the media running interference for it. This is a big problem, and this needs to be fixed. All right, people, listen. There needs to be lawsuits, people thrown in prison, investigations, and I'm not talking about cursory investigations. I'm talking about the real deal where they climb up your ass with a microscope investigations. Just saying. All right, next board. Now, a lot of people are like, you know, this has already been debunked. It's not, it's a red herring. It's not real. Now, I don't know if the people who are involved in the email chains are doing this out of self-preservation or some other motivation, but some of the people involved in these email chains are flipping. In fact, some of them actually produce their own laptops with the same email chains on them from an independent source. Wow! You have people confirming this, and then you have the media running interference, and you have the Department of Justice and the intel community flat out stating that this is not a Russian disinformation campaign. That is pretty much virtually ignored in the media. Ignored. Like I said, people need to go to jail. There needs to be investigations. There needs to be lawsuits and repercussions. This has to stop. Now finally, Sleepy Joe came out and disavowed the emails, stating that they were fabricated, they're untrue, and it's a slur and a slant against his family. And what did he do right after that? He went right to the basement, and he has other people campaigning for him too, including Obama. My gut feeling is telling me that the people who are coming forward to campaign for him want him to win something fierce, because they are also going to be implicated in this craziness. All right, and you get hung over. This is sedition, this is treason, this is insane. I can't believe this is happening. Actually, I can. Because I remember watching the news for the past 10, 15 years, just going, what the hell's going on up there? What is the thought process that's allowing this to happen? Who's benefiting from this? It's not the people. Well, now we know. Now we know. It's not us. It's them. This is bad. Like I said, the VP went into hiding. He has other people doing his campaigning for him. And finally, we get to the last point here. Rudy Giuliani, I know I spelled it wrong, is dropping yet more crap. And I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what's out there. We got like 10 days to go. Holy smoking Joe Frazier. I hope there's some good stuff on there. I really do. This is not going to end well for somebody. And especially if Trump wins. There's a lot of people in the intel community that need to get fired. In the FBI, they need to get fired. The NSA, the CIA, all of the, alphabet agencies, all the people that have been there for long periods of time, especially if they're appointed by Obama or other previous administrations, just need to get sacked. Just sacked. It's not working. They are not working for the best interest of this country or the people there within. There you go. So anyway, that is just my take on the craziness of this email scandal. There's yet more to come. Hopefully, it'll be very entertaining. Either way this plays out, I foresee bad shit taking place after the election, no matter who wins. Just saying. All right, that's it for me. Take it easy.